Oh, Brittany. I hope you enjoy your song. There's one just for you. Sing it all day long.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hey, hello, my name is Brittany. A lot of you guys came over from my last video, and I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. Like they say, you ask and you shall receive. I asked and you guys really looked out for me. Like I really mess with y'all. And if you are new here for this video, I want to go ahead and ask you to subscribe to the channel. I mean, help your girl out. I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers. I told myself that I don't want to buy any extra equipment or a camera because I'm filming from my iPhone right now. But I told myself that I don't want to buy another camera until I have reached 1,000 subscribers. I just don't feel right investing in, you know, my channel, some equipment that's probably gonna cost me $800. I don't want to do that and don't have 1,000 subscribers. So if you're here and you're viewing this, please go ahead and help me out. Subscribe to the channel, make me feel better about buying this stuff for YouTube. All right, enough of that. So today, as you can see by the title, I am going to be sharing with you guys on how to discover your self-worth. I mean, I felt like since I did that last video, I didn't want to keep, you know, I didn't want to keep talking about that topic. However, I want to continue providing information and tips and advice to you guys so that you can share it with people who may need it, or you can use it. Who knows? But yes, I want to go ahead and put out some tips that help me discover my self-worth. I mean, what kind of friend would I be, like, to not share the tips? Okay, so we're gonna get right into the video.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an ocean. Let me float around. Eyes closed, like we're dreaming even when we're not. You and me got a whole other meaning.
First tip would be to isolate yourself so you can clear your brain and rid yourself of all negativity. Also, in isolation, you could focus on nourishing your body, eating more vegetables and fruits, just eating healthy stuff that comes from the earth so that you can gain that clarity. Because I don't know if you guys know, but when you do that, when you eat clean, your brain start to function, your bodily functions start to function like they're supposed to. And that includes your brain. So eating healthy helps you think clearly, so that will bring on clarity. Another thing in isolation you can do is basically decompress, meaning relieve yourself of all stress, all negative vibes that don't match your vibes. Sometimes that can include people who may not mean any harm, but their vibe is just not matching your vibe. You know, you can tell that you guys are not here. You're thinking one way, they're thinking another. So yeah, you want to go ahead and clear your space, clear your brain, clean your body, so that you can become one with self. And that brings me to tip number 2, which is basically get to know yourself. Find out what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what some of your trigger points may be. And the way you would do that is just think back at past times, whether you were dealing with someone in a relationship, a family member, a friend, doesn't matter. Just think about your trigger points. Another thing that I would suggest is to think about your natural happiness. Like, think of stuff that makes you happy, that doesn't involve money, vacation, or anything outside your body. And I get, should I say body? Anything materialistic. So for me, an example would be sunny days. Like, I love sunny days, and I like to try to take advantage of sunny days too. Like, it's just something about them. I love the sun. I love nature. So being out in nature or going on a picnic and just sitting down and relaxing, like that does everything to me. That makes me happy. That put my body at ease. Another thing that you could do to get to know yourself is to think about times where you've been close to being pushed to the edge, and think about ways to avoid that from happening again. You know, think about ways that you can prevent certain circumstances from happening. That may be, again, cutting off some people, not going certain places, probably staying home more. So yeah, all those things will help you get to know yourself. So the third tip you will want to do while in isolation, and that is to analyze yourself. Think of your negative traits. Think of your positive traits. You want to start with the negatives first and save the positives for last, because you know we all want to end on a good note. When doing this, you want to make sure you're writing this down and making lists so that you could actually look at this list and get to work on it. Start working on those bad things, those negative things. You want to go ahead and nip those in the bud so that your self-worth can increase. All right, so my fourth tip would be to think of past relationships. And I know this may be hard for some, but think of past relationships and the roles you might have played, good or bad. Think of times when you were the problem and why you were the problem. You will also want to think of times when you actually listened to what your partner said to understand, and think of what was it that made you listen to understand, because you want to welcome that back in your life. You want to be able to take criticism. You want to be able to listen to what other people have to say about you. I know in this world that we live in, we were like, oh, I don't care what nobody thinks of me. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Don't do that to yourself. Everybody cares about what other people think of them. So you want to go ahead and think about those times where you was the problem, the times that you listened, so that you can welcome feedback, welcome it. And you also want to think of times where you were the actual problem solver and what made you come to certain conclusions, past conclusions. My fifth tip would be to reach out to some ex-boyfriends, some ex-wives, some ex-husbands, some best friends, some family members. You gotta reach out to these people, right? I did this and it was hard as hell, but I did this so that I can work on Brittany instead of being Brittany 2.0. I felt like this was actually taking me up a notch to Brittany 3.0. So you want to reach out to everybody I just listed to get some sort of an idea of what type of person you actually are, because what we may be thinking in our heads, what we consist of, may be totally different from what we give off to other people. You want to ask them what they think of you, and you want to ask for the negative and the positive. You want to ask them what are your shortcomings, what you may need to work on, and what you may need to improve. So that is all the tips. After you've did everything that I suggested, you want to go ahead and list all the good stuff from the other tips. Go ahead and list all the good stuff from that. That is going to be your current self-worth. And I call that your current self-worth because why? There's always room for improvement. And just because you're one way this day doesn't mean that you have to be that way tomorrow. So that is considered your current self-worth. Say it with me. My current self-worth. Now, the way you increase this self-worth is to make a list of all the bad things. And you go down that list and you get to work. You need to tackle each and every bad thing. It may not be a lot. I can share a little personal story. There was one time that, you know, I had to reach out to my ex and I asked him what was it that I needed to work on, and he said that I needed to work on loyalty and being more honest. Now, in my mind, I felt like I was loyal. I felt like I was really honest about a lot of stuff. However, he didn't get that from me. So that led on to a deeper conversation as to what he meant by more loyal, being more loyal, or being more honest. And by that conversation, I was able to take what he said, you know, and accept it, because you have to be willing to accept it, and make it better. So I feel like by doing that, it helped me increase my self-worth, and I feel as if that will help you as well if you take everything negative, everything bad that people said about you. Take that, use that list, and get to work. Start working on it, making goals, performing activities or tasks, whatever you need to do. Just get to work at that list. Okay, so after you do that, I want you to add it back to your good list and carry that around with you. You don't have to carry it around with you physically, but you can carry it around with you mentally. Everything good, everything that you worked on, you will have your self-worth in a pocket. And being that it's going to be with you at all times, mentally or physically, however you may choose, you're going to know what you just won't put up with. You won't lower your standards for anyone. You're going to understand what you're packing. And you're not going to want to just give yourself to anybody or feel like you want to do something to fit in, or feel like you just need to belong, because you're going to be comfortable with who you are and what you have to offer and what you can bring to the table. Most importantly, after all of this, do not accept no bullshit. Do you understand me? Do not do it. Okay, you guys, that is the end of this video. If you have any suggestions as to what topic I can focus on next, please leave that down in the comments area. Again, if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Like this video, share it with someone who you think may need it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.